Let's make a run together, I'll be by your side before we collide. And if the sky falls down on you, just beat it up before we collide. Let's make it last forever, I'm ready to fly before we collide. And when the sun don't shine on you, just heat it up before we collide. Let's make a run together, I'll be by your side.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Taekwondo. Last week we were not live from the studio, and that by itself also meant that we had some slight issues. I I just for the people that are watching for the first time, I just posted on YouTube this. So if you are live on YouTube watching the show or after the fact, please feel free to comment about the content of the show, and if you have some future ideas that you want to talk about, then that's fine. Also, I've put this comment on Facebook, so both on Facebook and on YouTube, I am live. So I hope that you guys can, well, that we can talk to each other. So what we're going to do today is that we're going to talk about what happened last time, what went wrong, and what I've learned, and how we can make sure that it will not happen again. Well, it will of course always happen again, but at least we learned something, and I'm just going to talk about it in today's Tech. And welcome again to Tech Condo. My name is Petra Verbruggen, right there here on your on your Facebook or YouTube at this moment. If you want to support the show, then it's also possible. You can donate $5, $10, $25, whatever you want, to go to techcondo.net. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what happened last week. So last week, during a fantastic show, and we will be talking about that show in a future episode. I need to contact Rob Beren, who I was invited to watch how he did a live event with, I believe it was 6 cameras. A lot of people were there, like about 12 people were there. They had an immense amount of gear, even more than I have ever seen. Well, that's not really true, but at least for an organization the size of, you know, what they did that was phenomenally fantastic. So, but I wanted to go live. We have a live interview and walk around the venue with my LiveView my LiveView LU200 field unit, but that didn't work out the way that it should. And actually, the real reason was not that big. It was actually not even the LiveView problem that was a problem, but the root cause of the whole thing last week was the SDI cable, and the sequence of which that I switched on the camera first, then connected the LiveView to the camera with that SDI cable, and somehow that turned into a green mess. It was only green, and it did not really. It was like not there at all. So that was a big problem, right? So that was a major problem that we had at that time, and it was a real, well, basically a mess. and actually, it's really easy, because what it did the day after was just I tried it again, and that's the way that you try to solve the root cause, is that you want to make certain that you can, you know, relive that moment and try to figure out what's going on. So what I did, I switched on the LiveView here in the studio, acted like it was on location, switched it on, and saw what happened. And indeed, the sequence by itself was a big deal. So now I know that if I want to switch on the LiveView, I first need to switch on the camera, so first of all, connect the field unit together with the camera, then switch on the camera, and then after that switch on the LiveView, and then everything is fine. Now that would be an easy fix, but that didn't really work out the way that we thought, because that cascaded down to another issue, but we'll talk about that later, because before I go into that, I see that Rob is also in the house. Rob, welcome. He says, I am here. Good to see you spending time on the issue we had. Indeed, I think Rob and myself are also colleagues at work, and basically this is part of our job. We we do some analysis on problems and try to fix them. And at work it's data driven, but here it's video driven. But that's the difference. But it's still the root cause steps are still the same. So that's the thing that I want to talk to you about. The way that you have to handle that is that you're in a hectic environment, right? So there are a lot of sounds coming your way, a lot of people are there, and to be quite honest, where we were starting up the show, that was not that bad, but if this could easily also happen within the crowd with a lot of people around you. So don't panic and try to fix it. And actually, to be very honest, the fix was there. We could do that, but there was one thing that I didn't figure out. And by the way, Floyd, I see your comment. Welcome. One thing that I didn't anticipate was that using the live view field unit, the cool part is that you can bring in the graphics, making it very nice. You can just do, for instance, I'm Petra Verbruggen, and you can just show it. And that was all working. I had a iPad with me, which I could easily just switch on these kinds of things. That worked. I could switch on the live view from remotely, and I could also switch the show, which was really great. But now the thing comes that really went wrong, and I'm going to show you what went wrong, and that is the following. And I have to switch to. Let's say this. Sorry for that. Okay, so what went wrong is that if you have a stream, and let's click on this icon right there. I'll just put it right here. The stream number, the stream ID that is right here, changes every time. So if you have to stop your stream and you'll have to restart that stream on Facebook, then it's not working. And that is exactly what was the problem, because this was the part which I could not fix remotely from the iPad. That was not possible for me at that time. Now I have to redo those. So that was a little bit of a tricky thing, and so I decided to figure out how I can track that as well. So yes, we now know that the live view was not a big problem, and if it happens in the future, it is as easy as removing the SDI and putting it back in and clicking it in. What will be better is that you also have to be outside to make sure to have a good signal. But we had a good signal. It was 5 megabit, which is not perfect, but it is good enough for 720. So that was there. It was there. It was ready. All right. So now let's talk about what should have happened, how it should look like. So what I've done now is that in the studio, I've actually started up a camera, the camera that I wanted to use during the show last week. And I'm just going to walk you through the process of getting it done. So let's go back to that nice screen that I just showed you. So this is the vMix screen, and this is also where you can do like cool stuff like starting up the leader, or maybe starting up the counter like so. That's all possible with this software. What I also can do, and I have actually put in several tabs here. So I got the studio base. So this is the base that I use for everything that I do. As a matter of fact, I actually used this computer last week at work, and it was based on this base setup. So this has the 3 main cameras, which is this one, and that one right there. And it has the desk cam, which is not working at this moment, so I need to figure out what it is, and the current cam, and there is also, of course, the mic, which is right here. So this is where the studio mic is coming from, the audio that you have. Okay, so that is that part. Now I also have on location tab, and if I open that up, you'll see that I'm actually using live view to have that organized. So LiveView is a company that creates small field units that enable you to go live via 4G, so via SIM cards, which is really great. But like I said, I have this camera, so let's start it up. So let's go back to this and show how that interface is looking like. So this is the LiveView Central, and actually this is way easier than on the iPad, because I can select which channel that I want here, 1, 2, 3, or 4. So that will be 4. I can select the delay, and I can select the resolution, and I just hit start. And what it now does is that remotely it goes to that camera, it starts up that field unit, and in about a 10-second thing, it will be there, it will be ready, and it will show picture. And and this is actually what we wanted to show you back last week. So here you go. This is the camera right there. You can see me waving at the camera right there, and this is another well, less nice look at my studio setup, but here you go. This is a camera. That camera right there, what you're looking at, is a camera that is connected via 4G. So it's not connected with HDMI to the studio setup, not via SDI, but via the 4G connection, and it really works. But again, what will happen if something goes wrong? I need to do something with that. Well, how do you do that then? Well, let's show that too. So if I go to my laptop right here, which is the Surface Pro, which I've purchased in the US last year. Oh, by the way, let me shut down that camera for a bit because it is 4G, so it will cost some money. That's the downside of it, of course. But I have, if I'm not mistaken, here I have my Surface, and I have a TeamViewer I have installed. As you can see on the left hand side, the fourth icon, or the fourth icon. If I click on that icon, which I'll not do personally because you will see a numbers. Let me see if I can open it up and not show you the partner ID somehow. So let's get something on top of it, like maybe this box right there, because the partner ID is a number which enables you to connect to my machine from outside of the internet, and of course I do not want that to happen. So that's the reason why I'm a little bit frightened to give that part to you guys, but let's do it like so. Alright, so if you see here, this is the interface that you have. That ID I don't care, because you cannot connect remotely to this computer because I didn't allow it. So also the password, I don't care about it, and I can also change it whenever I want. But I can here connect to a remote computer, which I will do right now, very quickly. Oops, there you go. And I say connect, and now I can show it to you. Now it's asking for my password, which is a top secret password. And if you click on that, oh, now you see it. This is the application that I just showed you. So now the cool part is that with my Surface, which I have right here, there you go, this is the Surface right here, I can actually connect with my computer at home and fix issues when they arise. So I can also update the stream key. So and the other thing that Rob was also there. one thing that I also saw was that it's very hard to scroll down in certain applications, like for instance the live view central thing on the right hand side. This part here on the left here, it's very difficult to scroll on. Let me get rid of this here. It's very difficult to scroll right here if you if you're not on this kind of computer. So this will help me and in the future to avoid it. All right, let's see some comments. I see again Floyd from Colorado is in the house. Again, Rob, welcome. Stuart is also in the house. How are you, Stuart? Long time no see. He says no X keys today. Well, wait a sec. I said no X keys today. Not today. The thing is that I'm trying things out with the Stream Deck, which I have right here. Like, for instance, maybe dimming the lights, or making the lights a little bit darker, changing the color temperature of the light, changing it back. So that kind of stuff was something that I wanted to use the Stream Deck for. And I also see Floyd saying, what? The internet access of your system, what could happen? Yeah, you know, right? It's extreme sarcasm. Yeah. The thing is with internet access, that's always a big of a thing. The cool part is that I can change the partner ID very easily. It's just a matter of a click, and I'll do that right after this show. So it's not a big deal, but I'd rather not, right? So let me see. There are some other comments coming in. Hey, I see Gregor. Welcome, Gregor. Cool of you to be here. I saw some great pictures of you. Looks like you have a great time. I saw you, by the way, in London, was also cool. And hopefully I'll see you this year again somewhere. Gregor says I'm using Stream Deck 2 with Ecamm. Ecamm is also a very nice tool, especially if you use the Mac. In all fairness, I am a little bit stepping away from the Mac, which is a little bit awkward because you would say, hey, you're an Apple-minded person. I mean, I have a telephone from Apple. Yes, I have a telephone from Apple. I love the iOS system. I'm not going to go to Android. I love my MacBook Pro. That's my computer for, you know, like photography and email and all the day-to-day stuff. But for in the studio, I love my Surface, because I can actually draw on it, which I love to do, especially if I want to explain something to you. I love that that's possible, but it's also a smaller form factor, and the studio is not that big. So if I can make it a little bit smaller but have the full power, then that would be much appreciated. The Stream Deck can do that. Well, yes, the Stream Deck can actually do this and this, or maybe even this. Boom. Too much light. So that's all possible with the Stream Deck, but you can also do other stuff like but then I need to remove this first. Show those lower thirds, of course, that is possible. What I also can do, and I can actually show you, maybe, yeah, I can. Let's do this. I'll go to this deck here, and then cut to this. So if I press the buttons on my Stream Deck, I can actually start Facebook, like so. I can start YouTube, like so. So that's all possible with the things that I have, which is awesome that is possible, right? So that's all possible with it, and I love it because of that. I have to admit that looking at events where you have multiple cameras. Like I'd only have 3 cameras or 5 cameras in this, and these are more or less steady cameras. So I know from the fact that only by looking at this and going to this camera right there and that camera right there, I can actually do that very easily without really looking at it. But with multiple cameras and multiple things like lower thirds, I definitely think that the X keys are better than this product right here. But it's still really cool. It's really a helpful tool, to say at the least. Hey Jordan, welcome all the way from Canada. How are you, sir? Really great to see you. Here are some drawings. I know you, my friend Floyd. You draw like so much better than I do. It's really phenomenal what I see from your hands. It's like crazy. So I'm a little bit jealous. I cannot. Well, I can draw a little bit, but I haven't really tried it yet on the Surface. It should be doable, and I don't have an iPad that actually has that pencil thing. So I'm limited to this, but hey, this product was about, what was it again, $600 US, which is like fantastic. It's as good as I can imagine. So again, thank you so much. So I just wanted to go back to last week. We didn't have signal. Turned out that the root cause of everything was a lousy connection with the SDI cable between my camera and the field unit, the LiveView field unit. It turned out that the sequence of that is very important. First, switch on the camera, have the connection established between the camera and the field unit, and switch on the LiveView. And in case of a green screen like we did back then, so like a very greenish, I don't know, cast on it, is just getting the SDI cable out and putting it back in on the camera, and it should be good enough. So it would typically be only like a very small, like 1 or 2 seconds of a dropout, and that it would be great. That cascaded down all the way down to having me to have to restart the stream, because of the stream key that changes every time on Facebook. I was not allowed to remotely start up the stream from the web interface of vMix because the stream key was changed. Because of that, I could not go live anymore on Facebook. We tried to connect, but I forgot the passwords, and of course that's because if you're on location, these kind of things happen. To fix that, we installed TeamViewer, and TeamViewer was really the one thing that would have saved me, because next time I will bring my Surface with me, and I will be able to fill in the stream key, just copy it from the website and put it in, because I have a full-fledged Chrome browser, so I have the same functionality as I have at home. I will be able to fix it from here. And the connection, the Wi-Fi connection, can be established via as easy as my phone. That would be good enough for that. Now, that being said, my phone also didn't work at that location. So the cool part is that because of the LiveView, you have multiple SIM cards, and I've chosen well, these are Dutch operators. So KPN, which is a big one here in the Netherlands, it's like, I would say, the AT&T from the Netherlands. I had that one right there. I also had Vodafone, and on my phone I have T-Mobile, and I also always have a spare T-Mobile with me, so that if I need to swap between KPN, Vodafone, or T-Mobile, I am able to, so that I always have something. So the field unit had data. It worked like a charm, but the phone, nothing. So that's again a good reason to check LiveView, especially also if you're an online creator like me. Hey Jason, all the way also from Canada. Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday also to you, my friend. Floyd is, by the way, from Colorado. I need to talk to you, Floyd, because I am considering to go to Colorado maybe as early as this year. Not sure about that yet. It all depends on something in October, which I don't know anything about yet. So I have to check that out first. If that is a positive reaction, then I might be tempted to come a couple of days to Colorado to be there. That being said, I'm also still thinking of visiting Vancouver, British Columbia in Canada as well. So it's quite a challenge. All right, this is a short show today. I hope that this was something that you learned something about. I always want, if something goes wrong, I am open about it. I want to show what I've done. I want to, well, teach you is a little bit of a different word, but I want to share with you my experience and how I fixed it, so that if something comes up for you, that you know what you can do with this. My name is Petra Verbruggen. If you want to support the show, that is possible. Please go ahead and go to my website, techono.net, where you can support me for $5, $10, or $25 per month, or one time only. That's also fine, and whatever you want is great. But you're also supporting me by being here, like Jason, like Floyd, like Jordan, like Greg, like Stuart, like Rob. So welcome again, and also if you have some ideas for the show, new gear or maybe new things that you want to talk about, then let me know. Also, one more thing, the Raspberry Pi, which is right here somewhere. Yep. We still need to talk about the Raspberry Pi, how to use that as a way to get the signal from the Solo, the LiveView Solo, and using it into your production. As a matter of fact, today I've also been testing with the same software that I put on this one, but then on a big computer at a friend of mine, and we got it working. So he actually was able to catch my stream from my vMix to his system. So let me rephrase that again. So what we did was that I streamed from vMix here to his system, and he brought it to an HDMI output, which can be then used for further production somewhere else, which is great. And it was only $50 to do that. So that's not a lot of money. Let me go. Floyd says, with regard, of course, to my vacation plans. Cool. We have the sites, and if you're up for some caving, ooh, I'm a little bit claustrophobic, my friend, but I would like to do that. Especially together with you, I think that I would be able to do that. So that's an FYI. I'm a little bit claustrophobic, but that's less than I'm afraid of heights. I am really afraid of heights, but claustrophobic, because that's okay-ish as long as I'm together with somebody that I know I'm okay. And Floyd also says we could get you on a pterodactyl ride at Cave of the Wind. Sounds great. I don't know what it is, but it sounds great. Thank you so much again for being here. And again, if you want to support the show, please let me know. Please go to the website techono.net. And I will be here. That's a good one. Let me check something first. Now I have to do this live, because now I am a little bit like, am I? Yep. Next week, I am not here in the studio, because next week I am actually at TwitchCon in Berlin. Oh, this I need to show you, because I am so proud. Let me, because we were just talking about LiveView, right? So LiveView has invited me, I'm going to the website, has invited me to go to their show in Berlin. And let me try to get there as quickly as possible. I'm scrolling down. I'm almost there. Yeah. No, there. Oh, there she is. All right, let's show it to you. Boom! There I am. the Live View Tech Condo, and I will be there next week. And I'm really, really, really looking forward to hanging out with fellow Twitchers. I am still also doing something on Twitch. I have to admit the last two months were a little bit less, maybe 3 months, come to think of it. But I will be restarting that part again, especially in the summer months. I like to do some IRL, so in real life streaming. So a little bit less of gaming, but more of hanging out and going to see some cool stuff. Last year we went to Maastricht. We went to the IBC in Amsterdam. We went to Eindhoven and walked around. So we showed you quite a lot already, but there's so much more to see, and I want you to be part of it. So that is a quick FYI, and in the meantime, my VMix is gone. All right, and thank you for the YouTube movie, Floyd. I will check that out after the fact, and I will see you next week. See you around. Have a great week. Bye bye. Now I need to see you around. Bye bye.